Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Train Room. Did you know that in 1954, Lionel wanted you to build a layout? Well, they pretty much wanted to do that all the time. And throughout the post-war years, they came out with little ways that you can kind of plan your layout. And one of the great ways they did was shown on the back of this cover of one of the 1954 little things that they sent out. Okay, and it said, hey, Lionel Track Layout Printing Kit. That's pretty interesting. So you sent off for it, and you got this cute little box. What's in the box? Well, this is a printing kit that helps you build a layout. And that's what we're showing you today on Brian's Train Room.
Visions of Lionel trains, highballing around the track with all the extra speed and extra power of Lionel's exclusive magnet traction.
So this is the Let's Plan the Finest Lionel Layout in Town little magazine. And of course this magazine shows all kinds of little layout options and all the fun stuff you can do with Lionel trains, and options to give kids ideas of what to do, as well as how to build it and how to do scenery, areas depending on where you are. It's really kind of a cool little magazine. All right, but what's interesting about this, okay, and this came out in 1954, so at the back of this is this cool little thing right here that says Lionel Track Layout Building Kit. All right, 25 cents, especially designed to help you plot your permanent pike before you build it, okay? And it kind of shows you a little bit how it works, okay? All right, and then it says this is what you would get if you send it off, okay? And here's the little thing. You cut this out, okay, and you send it in, okay? So we're going to do that, right? So I'm going to take my little scissors, okay, and we're going to cut this out just like this. All right, so we've got our cutout for that. All right, and then we're going to say, hey, we're going to send this to Brian's Train Room, all right, USA. All right, so they'll know how to find me. So I'm going to take this, and then you have to send it to the Lionel Trains Advertising Department, 15 East 26th Street, New York, 10, New York. So we wrote that there. So we've got our little form. We're going to send off for our kit, and we put it in here. Okay, now, it says 25 cents. So we've got to take our quarter, and we'll put it in there, just like that. Look at that. Nice and handy dandy. Let's get this mailed off and see what happens. Okay. Sent it a couple weeks ago and nothing. All right, try again. All right, let's try again. Let's see here. No way. I got my packet. It's my kit and it's addressed to Brian's Train Room. Let's take it home, make it work. All right, so we got our kit in the mail. We sent off for it, put our 25 cents in, and now we got to figure out what's in our kit. Again, we take a look at this little guy. It was postage paid, and it says, here's your Lionel Model Railroad Printing Kit, okay, from the Lionel Corporation and where we sent it, okay? Most of the ones you find, just like this one, to be honest with you, you can find them fairly new, and they're not hard to necessarily find. On the side, it says Lionel Printing Kit all along here, and it has basically the way it's taped, okay? So it's sort of taped on the side, which is really cool. So we're going to open this one up here, okay? All right, so to open it up, we're going to take our handy dandy razor blade, and we're just going to cut it here, and we're going to cut it here, just like that. And it should allow us to open up our kit. All right, here we go. All right, we're working on it. Come on. There we go. All right, so here's our kit, and let's see what's in it. So when you open it up, the first thing that you see, okay, and I guess we'll turn around, it's upside down. There's a little note on the top, and the note says, Dear Railroad Fan, your new Lionel catalog and billboards are coming to you under separate cover, okay? And this is from Dan McGee, the Lionel engineer. We'll talk about this we talked about this a little bit when this is another way you could get these is with the packet that had the catalog in it, and they would send this to you separately. So that's how this one would have come. So we put that off to the side. You also get the instructions, which we'll go over in a little bit too, of the track printing kit and how it works. You get a ink pad, okay, which is this guy here, which is really neat. And we'll kind of open it up. I imagine it's all dried out at this point in time. You know, it's basically most of kids these days, grandparents' age. And there it is. And it's definitely a little dried out. We're going to play with that maybe later. And then you get the ring, okay? And the ring is what these little pieces right here, once you separate, where they connect. So what you got in your kit was a bunch of dust. You get your instruction sheet, a little note, and this is what you would get when you open it all up, the printing kit. So this is the Lionel instruction sheet that came with the printing kit, okay? And it's pretty detailed because it talks a little bit about all the things you can do with this kit and how to use it. Let's start off. It just says, a new way to plan your first layout to estimate track requirements to expand your pike. Track stamps in this kit are scaled to 1/8 of an inch to an inch of your actual layout. Okay, so it gives you kind of reference here, okay? And it shows a little bit of thing and said, here's an example layout stamped with the printing kit. Every 1/8 of an inch equals 1 inch, okay? All right, of layout space. And it kind of shows you how you can properly plan that, okay? All right, here's a quick, easy planning kit. Helps you make exciting Lionel track layouts, okay? And it basically has a couple of quick instructions. The first is the plastic sheet shown at the right, which includes the stamps for straight and curved track, switches, and crossovers. In the case of O gauge, it also includes half sections. The sheet is scored so that you can just snap the track sections as needed, okay? And then it says a ring-shaped holder that fits on the back of the track stamps are shown below. And then you have an ink pad. So here's how this fits, that's how that fits. The track stamps in this kit are scaled, and it shows about that. Each track stamp is marked to show either O27 or O gauge, so you know which track you're building, so you don't kind of mix them up. And then to start your track planning, get a big piece of paper. Just rule out the overall size of your space you expect to use on your layout. And it's a good idea to draw your plan roughly with pencil, and then you do it. So it's kind of neat to kind of just say, hey. And said, if you, when you're through using the track stamps, you can wash them off with soap and water and good railroading. There you go, okay? Please note the O and O27 is on there. I'll show you that on the paper. Now on the back of this, okay, it shows a couple different options. So a few of the many Lionel track layouts that you can make, just to give you some ideas. They always want you to build bigger than better. They just don't want this. They want this, okay? And then building scenery for your layout, and it talks a little bit about that too as well. So it's kind of a really neat instruction sheet. Again, it's fairly straightforward. It's going to work the way you think it's going to work. It's a track printing kit. Okay, so we have our printing kit here. We've looked at our instructions. We have a pretty good idea of what we want to work this thing. So the first thing we have to do, and this was going to happen, okay, is for us to use this printing kit, we got to make sure that we get our pieces ready to go. And again, all the pieces do have sort of labels or marks on them for O27 or O, okay? So what we're going to do is, first thing we're going to do is do kind of as they said, these things should essentially just sort of, all right, let's do this carefully. Snap, and since they're scored, all right, here we go. I know it's old plastic. I know, I get it. Okay, let's do this one first. There we go. And done. Okay, good. All right, so this is an O gauge piece. Okay. And this is a curve that's O27, okay? All right, now we can take this section and they bend. And again, not bad for plastic that has got some age on it for sure. This is an 027 switch. So we're going to put that there. This is an 027 switch. So those are right and the left. And this is an O gauge crossing. All right, so we're going to see if we can bend these pieces ever so carefully here. All right, let's do this one. There we go. And then that one. And then this piece. These little kids were like having fun breaking these for sure. This is a cool piece right here. You'll want to use this. This is a little Lionel insignia. I love that. I'm going to use that for something else somewhere along the way. I love that a lot. Okay. All right. This is an 027 crossing. Okay. And then we've got two pieces of track. Okay. I'm going to kind of mark these. There we go. This is a half curve, which is an O gauge. Okay. All right. And then it's a O gauge straight. An 027 straight, and then you have an O gauge right and left switch. Okay, so there's half sections, there's a half straight and a half curve that came with the O gauge, and then 027 came with this. Okay, so I'm going to build an O gauge layout. Okay, we're going to do that in just a minute. Okay, so we're going to take the 027 stamps, I'm going to put them sort of off to the side. Okay, now here's our ink pad. Now our ink pad from the 50s is just dried out and there's nothing to it. So I'm going to just put this off to the side. It's a cute little tin, but we're going to use regular, okay? And I think red's going to probably show really nicely, so let's do that. We're going to try the red ink here, okay? Now, just a real quick, everyone knows how these stamps work. So you take one of these, okay, and I'm going to hook it to... Let's see how she works here. To our ring, somewhere along the way. Let's try a bigger one. And our ring doesn't want to go on. Hello. Nope. Okay. All right. So, a couple things to note. The ring thing is probably a little bit more fragile of a piece. I don't want to really force it on. Some of these that you find are broken. So, I'm not going to use the ring, although I would have really liked to. But this is kind of the nature of this type of stuff too. It does not fit. So, this is not fitting on here. I have a feeling these were probably a little bit more pliable back in the day. And that's probably how you would use these. So I'm going to take this. I'm just going to carefully use, I guess, kind of my finger on this. So it's going to be a little tricky. All right, here's our little Lionel insignia. And so we're going to put it on the ink pad. Okay, pick up some ink. This is going to be tough without being able to have something to work with it. And then what it's going to do is you press it down and it'll make your little insignia. Again, this is just an ink pad set, so it's going to be a little tricky. It's going to be a little messy since this ring's not working, but you know what? We're going to make it work, and then when we clean them off, this will clean right off, okay? All right, so first thing we're going to do is let's figure out where we're going to start, right? So I've got crossings and I've got switches, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to draw a quick little layout, okay? So I'm going to stamp my inker here, okay? And then we're going to go boink like that, okay? And then I really would have liked that thing to work like that. Like that. Aha. Like that. You can kind of see it working a little bit there. That. I think I need to put these probably a little closer together. So So there's probably a method to some madness there. Okay. And then let's see here. I need some curves. I'm kind of building something simple. All right, this is going to be a total mess, isn't it? All right, but this is how they worked, okay? I'm showing you how it worked. I'm going to get ink all over me. All right, there's our curve. That was pretty bad. There we go. See, now we're cooking. Okay. All right. And then I want to have a little distance here. So I'm going to put a straight here. And another straight here. All right, now I'm going to use my little my little curve here. And boom. And boom. And boom. All right, either way. All right, we're getting there. And then we got to have a straight here. And all right, now we're going to use a curve or a switch section. So we're going to use one of our switch sections. This is going to make a mess. All right, and there. Cool. All right. And then we're going to finish our loop of straights. Okay, this gets a little easier once you kind of figure out where we're going with it. Okay. All right, we're getting there. All right. Let's get our curves. Let's see. It should take 2 of them. Give me that. So I'm going to do that. And that. Okay. And then I'm going to use let's use our left hand one this way. Watch this. This will be fun. All right. We're going to put a switch here. Cool. And a straight here. And a straight here. Okay, yeah, I know it's messy. Really would love that ring to fit. That would have made this a lot cleaner, okay? This is just being a total mess. Okay, so now that we have that, we got another straight section here. Another straight section here. And then I'm not going to try and connect these. Good luck with that. Boom there. Boom there. And we even have little half sections, right? So watch this. I can maybe half section it. There. Oh, let's see if it'll work. Look at that. Okay, and I got a cross section. Probably will end up right about here, right? Let's mark it there. All right, that wasn't that great. Let's re-ink it. And we got a cross section here. And then a little, that curve is fine. What a mess. I'm going to get this all over me. A little section there. Looks like another little half section there. And what are we doing here? Let's see. And then I'm going to curl this around because again, we're just coming to probably a siding of some kind. There we go. Look at that. And then this one is going to turn. Where's our stuff here? This is just making a big old mess. All right, how about that? And then another little siding just for fun. And then we're going to take our little Lionel insignia. Doink! Isn't that fun? Look at that. Now I'm just like making a mess. Anyway, what a total, absolute mess this would have been. But you could actually see a layout coming together, okay? And with a little bit of practice and obviously a lot of pieces of paper and a ring that would work, that would be great. And a lot of ink on your fingers, look at that. We got something cool to work with. So this is the Lionel Track Printing Kit. Lionel introduced the layout printing kit in 1953. It was initially offered as part of a promotion where a child sent in 50 cents and received a catalog, set of billboards, and a printing kit. Note the letter that indicated the printing kit will be shipped under separate cover, probably due to USPS package regulations of the day. The kit came in a postage-paid box, and at least early versions of the kit have a note saying the catalog will be coming under separate cover as well. The kit was made available separately in 1954 for 25 cents. Simply mail it off, and the kit would arrive to an awaiting child. The kits are not hard to find and can be easily found online or at a large train show in various conditions. The Lionel Track Layout Printing Kit, a great Lionel promotional item to collect and use. All right, that was fun. Appreciate you watching my video. If you like what you see, hey, give me a big thumbs up. If you want to see more, hey, please subscribe. We also have a comment section down below. I want to hear from you. Let me know how I'm doing and how I can make these better. You know, I don't do this alone. I do have a number of friends and fellow collectors who have shared their collections with me to make these fun videos for you guys too. At the end, I've got a nice list of those individuals who've helped me out. I cannot thank them enough. Well, that was it for today. Hey, thanks for joining me on Brian's Train Room.
Lionel Express, all aboard. Look at her streak along the rails. It's a Lionel.